Buckle up, football fans. Today, we are diving deep into the world of in-season wide receiver trades, focusing on the dramatic moves revolving around Davante Adams and Amari Cooper. This is Scoop City, the Athletics' daily NFL newsletter, bringing you the freshest insights straight out of the oven. And what a Tuesday it's been! Before we get into the gritty details of the Adams and Cooper deals, let's rewind a bit and take a closer look at the historical landscape of mid-season WR trades. It's a topic that's as fascinating as it is complex, and one that's rarely been a surefire success. Since the year 2000, there have been 34 in-season trades involving wide receivers. Out of these, a notable 17 involved at least a fourth-round draft pick being part of the deal. However, when looking back, most of these moves didn't exactly pan out as the acquiring teams had hoped. Let's briefly walk through some of the most notable ones. Chase Claypool was traded for a second-round pick to the Bears in 2022. Calvin Ridley was acquired by the Jaguars for a third and a fifth in 2022. Kadarius Toney found his way to the Chiefs for a third and a sixth in 2022 as well. Other memorable trades include Emmanuel Sanders to the 49ers in 2019, Mohamed Sanu to the Patriots in 2019, Golden Tate to the Eagles in 2018, and Amari Cooper to the Cowboys in 2018 for a first-round pick. The list goes on with Kelvin Benjamin, Randy Moss, Deion Branch, Braylon Edwards, Roy Williams, Chris Chambers, and the like. Yet, only 5 among these 17 trades were deemed clear successes. Understanding a new playbook, developing chemistry within the offense, and syncing up with a new quarterback are just some of the hurdles that make these trades a challenging endeavor. For instance, Chris Chambers averaged 55.5 yards per game for the Chargers in 2007, a season that saw them advance to the AFC Championship. Braylon Edwards became a deep threat for Mark Sanchez and the 2009 Jets, averaging 45.1 yards on a team that also reached the AFC Championship. Deion Branch, reunited with Tom Brady in 2010, averaged 64.2 yards per game before losing to the Jets in the divisional round. The standout example, though, has to be Amari Cooper, who brought in 80.5 yards per game for the 2018 Cowboys, who eventually fell to the NFC champion Rams in the divisional round. Emmanuel Sanders was pivotal for the 49ers in 2019, averaging 50.2 yards per game and helping them reach the Super Bowl. Thus, while infrequent, these positive examples underline that mid-season WR acquisitions can occasionally yield significant dividends. On the flip side, there are cases like Randy Moss, who was cut by the Vikings after just 4 games, and Roy Williams, who managed less than 20 yards per game in Dallas. In short, these trades are generally a gamble, with mixed results at best. Now that we've set the historical stage, let's delve into the recent headline makers, Davante Adams and Amari Cooper. Starting with Adams. It's no secret that Aaron Rodgers has been vying for Adams since the quarterback's arrival in New York. The Jets GM Joe Douglas made several overtures to the Raiders, including deadline calls last year and persistent inquiries throughout this offseason. When Adams requested a trade last Monday, the writing was already on the wall. The Jets sent a conditional 2025 third-round pick to Las Vegas for Adams, with terms that could upgrade this to a second-round pick if certain conditions are met, including making the All-Pro team or participating in the AFC Championship game or Super Bowl. Most trade negotiations were ironed out before the Jets faced the Bills on Monday. New York also agreed to pay and restructure Adams' remaining base salary of around $11.59 million. Adams landed in New Jersey that night, and the Athletic confirmed that his hamstring is in good condition. Despite a rocky 2-4 start, betting odds for the Jets' title hopes have risen from plus 3,500 to plus 3,000. Nevertheless, Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic emphasizes that Adams alone isn't the magic bullet for a Super Bowl run, citing unresolved issues like the weak left tackle Tyron Smith and a porous run defense. Fantasy-wise, Adams' arrival shifts him to the number 1 receiver spot, dropping Garrett Wilson and Allen Lazard to WR3S, with Adams positioned as a mid-high WR2. For the Raiders, this trade signals a potential rebuild, painfully noted by a comment from Shay V, who mentioned that the Raiders are perennially 2 drafts away from being a contender. Over to the Browns and Bills. Seeking a game changer, Buffalo acquired Amari Cooper along with a 2025 6th-round pick, giving up a 2025 3rd-round pick and 2026 7th-round pick. Cooper's dissatisfaction in Cleveland was palpable, even if unspoken, and his departure appeared inevitable. Cooper also fits Buffalo's need for a skillful, drama-free receiver who could operate within their limited cap space, which stood at just $2.9 million. Thanks to contract restructuring by Cleveland, Buffalo only needs to cover Cooper's $1.21 million base salary. While Cooper is in the final year of his contract, Joe Buscaglia of The Athletic heralds this acquisition as a home run for Buffalo. The Bills' title odds improved subtly, climbing from plus 1,000 to plus 900 post-trade, underscoring Cooper's immediate value in Josh Allen's offense. Cooper projects as Buffalo's WR1, likely elevating his status to a WR2 in fantasy rankings and giving Josh Allen an added boost. As for Cleveland, Cooper's departure starts a painful reconstruction phase, with $22 million in dead money from his contract weighing heavily. Tight end David Njoku is expected to become the primary target, while Jerry Jeudy steps into the #1 receiver role, though these changes may amount to little with Deshaun Watson's inconsistent play. Shifting gears, Jerry Jones addressed the Cowboys' underperformance in a candid chat during the league meetings in Atlanta. After a heated exchange on Dallas's flagship radio station,